everyone. Yay! It's Thursday night, nearly Friday.
Yay.
Thank God. Yay! And I know we've got Tim on tonight too.
Yay!
How is everybody in this glorious, fine, beautiful, sunny day? If it's raining, please send it to Scotland. Because I'm absolutely boiling. There's 2 of you in the chat. Can anyone say hello so that I know that you can hear me? That would be great. Tonight we have the wonderful Emily Paranormal. How are you, my love? And welcome
Emily.
to the show.
Hi, I'm good, thank you. I'm
We
good.
love Emily.
Oh,
we love you too, Tim.
Oh, bless. So, how has everybody's week been? Are you all been getting a suntan?
No.
No suntan for you, honey.
That's my natural glow.
You do look really brown.
Yeah.
You do look brown, actually. Yeah, you do look brown.
I was going to say, I thought you'd been at the sunbeds. To be fair,
it's just pottering around the garden.
Hi, Joe. How you doing, love? But I definitely. Do you know what? That's one thing that I'll never ever do is sunbeds, and I'll tell you why. Because I watched Final Destination and it put me off for life. I did, honestly, it put me off for life, guys. And I've watched people get chopped up in horrors. I have watched blood draining through the walls. But it was something so simple as Final Destination putting me off sunbeds. Oh, I'm claustrophobic. So at the thought I say I'm claustrophobic and I love going down holes, but that's an entirely different subject. Oh, that's good, Joe. I'm glad you're keeping yourself busy, pal. So, Emily, would you like to tell everybody who you are and how you got into the paranormal?
Well, I'm Emily, and obviously, hello. I've been interested in the paranormal from a really, really young age. So as a child, I sort of went to the library and had a look through the books, and used to take the odd book out and do a little bit of research about local ghosts, and you like all that sort of spooky stuff when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I used to like to make stories up and make people jump and anything sort of spooky, whether it was fact or fiction. And then it was when I was around 13 and my first encounter was seeing my grandmother. And that's what kind of really, really got me fixated on the truth, like, how did that happen? Could it happen? Is it real? I don't know, and that's really what sort of got me obsessed with it. So, and it just went from there, really.
I think that's how
many friends think of you, Emily, when you were doing all this. What was their reaction to it?
I've always been known as the weirdo. So.
No, you haven't actually, because we're not.
Oh.
So yeah, I'll carry on being the weirdo. I like it. I like being weird.
Yeah.
It's not about being weird, it's about being unique in your own skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And I just think normal is overrated. I mean, what is normal these days?
Exactly.
Who wants to be normal?
Listen, I'm quite happily be that Ghostbuster running about with a Hoover in my back.
Yeah.
I would love to know how people seem to think, right, that we have Hoovers on our back and we run about sick. I've never understood. Aye. Joe says, if this wants to work tonight, wait me. My truck's getting a paranormal facelift before June 7th and my trip to Chicago. Oh, where you getting done, Joe? Hello, Noreen.
Oh yeah. Why don't you turn off your comments, Tim? It might take that off the side.
How do I do that? I don't know how that works.
Right. So at the top on the right.
Oh, do you know what it is, guys? I've sat and pressed a button.
Oh,
That, but it seems to have crashed with me. I do apologise here, folks. My tablet's decided to go haywire just now. Oh, there, finally, we'll get to Noreen. Poor Noreen's been waiting. She's like that. I've said hi, but
Noreen.
no comment.
I haven't seen Noreen for
I-
100 years either.
No.
I do apologise, guys. If you see my screen freezing, I do apologise. So, Emily, say at first, would you have described yourself as skeptic, or were you always a believer in the paranormal?
I'm a skeptical believer, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
I know there is something out there, but then I'm not convinced that everything we pick up is paranormal, is spirit. So
Right.
it's it's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that, to be honest. I mean,
Really?
I know things happen, but I've got to get to the nitty gritty of it
Yeah.
and find out
Yeah. I
why
think you have
Yeah.
to be, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Otherwise,
only believe,
every noise
I-
is.
I-
You'd think every noise is paranormal. When the building settles at night and you hear sort of wood settling and creaking, you'd think, "Oh my god, yeah, there's footsteps.
Yeah.
It's a ghost." It's, you know, so you've got to kind of account for all the environmental things, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you know what? I'm a true believer in that as well. We've all came in at paranormal at some point and been quite naive, but I think the older that you get doing paranormal, the more wise that you become. And it's true what they say. Like, I used to be like a mad believer, but then I would say to myself that no, everything's paranormal, and then I would start to logic it. And there's stuff that I'm still quite skeptic about, but I'm open-minded. So I love when you start the whole skeptical believer. I love that.
Yeah. I think it's the best way to be, though. I think you've like if you're not a skeptic yourself, it's always quite useful to have a skeptic in the group with you, maybe just to bring a little bit of reality to the
bring you back down
investigation.
to earth a bit.
Oh, definitely. In every team, I think you should have a skeptic.
Yeah.
Because the thing I love doing the most is when you are working with skeptics. Like, it could be people who are skeptics, people that you're doing it for, maybe, who are, or there could be somebody in the team, and when you get that piece of evidence and you just watch their face change, it's great.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's really, really good. So Joe says it's a secret till June. Oh, come on. You can tell me. I'll not tell MD. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Robert. Oh, I know you're real. Anthony says, hey, Anthony, rule out the living from the dead. Definitely.
Can I just say something? I'm getting I've been looking at something it's brought to me now. It's tin sheeting. Sounds a bit weird. Tin sheeting, old, rusty tin sheeting, and it's been pulled away. It's sort of gone a bit off the bottom where it's fell off with the rust. It's been pulled away, and it's either in an old outer shed or an old building. And there's a lot of cobwebs and that on. Has anybody been near there lately? No, well, that's wrong. Listen, we'll leave it at that, I guess. It's one of them nights everything's coming to me tonight.
Oh, it's allowed. It's allowed. So, Emily, are you solo? Wait a minute. Robert says, yeah. You got any, Lynn?
No.
So, Emily, are you in a team or do you work freelancing?
Well, I'm a lone investigator, but I always go out as a team. So quite often people will join me. I've got sort of 4 people that come out with me regularly. They're sort of my buddies, but they've actually got their own, they go off in their own teams as well.
Yeah.
And then just other investigators come out with me, or I'll join other investigators and join their team for the night. So yeah, I am sort of a lone investigator really, rather than I don't have one solid team.
That's what I love. But listen, fancy free. You can go with whoever you like.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mean it in that way, Emily, but you can go out with teams, you can do it singly, But yeah, I love that. I love that factor. There's always
Where's your favourite place then, Emily, that you've ever been to investigate, that you've had the most reactions from?
The most intelligent activity I've ever had was at the Doll's House in Sheerness in Kent. I'm back there in a couple of weeks, actually, or 3 weeks, I think it is. I'm back there. And it's one of those places where the first time we went, we've been twice before, and the first time we went, you kind of look at it and you think, oh my God, this is like just like a 1970s terraced house. And you think, this doesn't look haunted, it's not creepy. And then you walk in and you're like, oh, there's loads of stuff in here. It's a bit overwhelming because there's so much stuff. And I said to the guys I was with, oh, well, whatever happens, we can have a fun night anyway. We'll just make it fun, And then it turned out to be just the most intelligent activity we've ever had. And on both occasions we went there, it was the same, so not the same activity, but the same intelligence. And even now we're still trying to debunk it, and that's why we're going back again, because we're going to try see if we can get it again and try even harder to debunk it.
Wow, that's good. So that's your favourite place as well then, isn't it, really? Yeah.
It kind of there are other places that I like, but it's not always because of the activity. Sometimes it's just nice to be at these places. So yeah, it's one of my favourite places, but there's I've got lots of favourite places.
I am.
Yeah, it's difficult to pin one down.
Sorry about that, guys. Kids, good have them. But yeah, so this doll's place, what's it like? Because I've heard about it, but I've never. What's the history behind it?
So it is just it's on the Isle of Sheppey in Sheerness, and it's just this 19, I suppose about 70s terrace house. Although I think there's a lot of history on the land it's on. So as far as I'm aware, it's built sort of on or very close to sort of plague pits or that type of thing, like large burial ground area. There's quite the Isle of Sheppey is very, very historical. There's lots of history and lots of dark history there. So I think I'm not sure if it's more linked to where the house stands rather than the actual house itself.
So it's in the ground then, isn't it? That's interesting. Now I like that.
Yeah. That's what we've decided. That's what the conclusion we've come to. There is more the ground than the house.
Have you been outside? Have you worked around that building outside?
No, every time we've been so far, it's been winter and really cold and wet. So we're hoping that this time it's a lot warmer and we're going to do a lot more sort of around.
Is it in a housing estate, Emily, or is it?
It is. Yeah, no, it's in a housing estate. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you get a chance to go there, I'd recommend it, definitely.
Yeah, well done. It's good.
Good. Hi, William. Hi, Joanne. Robert says, I fancy anything that's free. You're just a typical Scotsman. William says, everything is a vibration. It moves. Anthony says, would that place have a tin roof or a tin shed near it? The doll's house.
The doll's house. Sorry. I think there might be on, because you've got the house and then he's got quite a lot of sort of sheds and things at the back.
Yeah.
That sort of go quite, and he's made one into something that he calls the cave. But I don't know if that has a tin roof. It might very well have like a corrugated tin roof.
Well, Anthony's asking, would that place have a wine cellar?
No,
God, that would be so cool if they had a wine cellar.
that would be cool.
That I can imagine you two, Tim and Emily, down in the wine cellar. I'll look for spirit. I'll look
You
for
know
spirit
me and my
here.
wine. I love wine.
Do you know what? I've just had a flash of Tim being down there in this white light, and it's like
refusing to come out.
I'll never come out. I'll be there forever.
It's like still game when they walk round the whiskey distillery, and they say, "Oh, that's it, done," and they keep going round it till they're absolutely drunk. That would be you, Tim. You'd be like, "Oh, this is boring. I'll go round again."
Yeah.
Well, that's where my tin cheatings come in, see.
Yeah, I'll be there.
In that building, I reckon there's a secret passageway there somewhere down to a tunnel. I reckon.
Right.
Emily's doll's house.
I'll do some research when we go
find
next.
out for us. That'd be really interesting. That
will do. With
that straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited! I want to come with you.
Oh, bless you.
Well, it was Anne Summers' wine cellar. I'm sure. If that's one of the cellars, it must have been in my dungeon. If you had to pick anywhere, Emily, in the world to investigate, where would you go?
Hampton Court Palace. That is my dream place to investigate.
Mine as well, actually.
Wow.
Anywhere in the world, it's just Hampton Court Palace, definitely.
Oh. Where is that in
it's in Richmond, in Surrey. So, Richmond. Yeah.
There was me giving you around the world, and you're in one place in England.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Is that where they had the video of what they're saying was Henry VIII?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know, but I know. I think there are a few videos. There's one of who they believe to be Anne Boleyn walking through near the main entrance doors or something. I think there's quite a few different videos floating around, but it's just, I love that place. I go there 3 or 4 times a year to look round, and I'm obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed with the place.
Wow, yeah.
I'd be bowing down everywhere.
Oh,
Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
Do you know where I would really love to go again? And I really loved it, and it wasn't so much for the theme parky sides, but I would love to go back to Alton Towers, because it wasn't the theme park that really got my attention, but it was the actual church castle bit itself. Because I've like walked round the grounds and been on the cable car. I shall not go on the cable car again. Oh, I hate cable cars. But it wasn't such the theme park. I had that big kid inside of me that wanted to go on the rides. But also seeing how beautiful it was.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building, definitely. It's gorgeous.
And I lost all my pictures, and I was gutted, absolutely gutted, because what I really loved about Alton Towers was it's when you go, like, before you actually get in the actual place, you've got it's like the chapel, I call it the wee chapel, that you can go in and you can sit and you can take pictures, and it was beautiful. And I said, oh, this would be like the ideal place I would love to get married. I mean, you can have a theme park at one side for a wedding, and then you've got the actual beautiful castle itself. But I'm staying off the cable cars. That made me feel a bit sick.
They're bad when they start swinging. They're not good,
are they? Hi, Mr. Corroad. But I didn't like the cable car. I don't like. I like everything that throws me 500 feet in the air. absolutely fine, and I am totally down with that. But see, when you've got a cable car that's going at 2 miles per hour and it's very slow, and my other half was like, "Look at the views," and I went, I'm happy just sitting my arse here, and where I can see the trees run about me, I'm fine."
Oh no, no! I'd prefer a cable car to being flung in the air. I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. Somebody will need to hold my horn the next time, because honestly, I'm a big girl's blouse when it comes to honestly cable cars. But no, it was a beautiful place. I loved it. I mean, I've seen other beautiful places in England. I guess I'm really lucky that way, and with Scotland as well. I'm really lucky that way, because Jacqueline will tell you it's like castle galore up here.
Yeah.
I got married in a castle in Scotland.
Oh, did you? What one in Scotland?
It was Comlongan Castle near Annan.
Ah,
So it's right down, sort of near our end, isn't it? It's not. I think it's only about. Is it about an hour to hour from Gretna? Something like that.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know? Funny enough, I mean, my sister-in-law, when she got married in a castle, and I just wanted to explore it. It was really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like one of those ones, and see, as soon as when you tell people you're an investigator, right? It's like automatically, it's like, oh, we'll ask you loads of questions, but they were open to an investigation, so I was like, that's nice, but I didn't go, like, I stayed in the public areas, and obviously had a look around, and I thought, oh, beautiful, but Emily, I'm sick of castles. I always say that for a laugh. I'm like, I'm sick.
I love castles. I'm the opposite. I can't get enough of castles. I love them.
No, I love them.
Oh, here's Tom and his cock. This is one of my co-hosts from Pennsylvania. Oh no, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philly, he'll kill me. Sorry. But all in, honestly, I'll swap places with you, because Nowhere is surrounded by castles. Like, alone round about where I stay, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, please give me something else.
Please.
Yeah, there's a few of you too.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
Tom's got this chicken, which I call his hawk, and it keeps doing. In fact, are you coming on tonight, Tom? Because what he'll do is he'll distract me when I'm trying to talk, and he'll start. It's like one of these squeezy things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those ones. So, what's your plans for the rest of the year? Do you go to locations outside, inside? Do you go to events?
Anywhere. I'll go to any location I can sort of get to. I try and mostly do like my own locations, book my own locations, invite people. Probably most of this year are my locations that, the ones that I've booked.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not investigating, I investigate every weekend except if I'm going to a music concert. And then otherwise I'll be investigating. So every weekend.
There is nothing wrong with that. I think if I was in a better state of affairs, I would probably go investigating every day.
Yeah, if I could get away with it, if I could get away with every day, I would.
That would
Definitely.
Isn't it?
Nick, this is Emily. Emily, this is Nick.
Hi, Emily. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Nick. Nice to meet you.
That Tom's giving me a load of chickens up in my screen. He's a bloody pest. But I would see if I was, because I suffer from like chronic pain and fibromyalgia, I'm trying to get it to a point where it's bearable to go out. But I would love, honestly, I would go out every day Because it has beautiful locations round about me, and there's still a lot of the locations that I would love to go back to.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I think we all have that bug. I think if you don't do it for a while, you have that bug because you listen to somebody's story or you see something on the TV and it strikes with you and you're like that. Actually, they must talking to spirits. And then when you're in the paranormal world, you're like that. Oh, honestly, this is driving me to the point. I just don't. It's a love-hate thing.
Yeah.
Lewis Anthony's asking, there any places in your era that draws you most to it?
One place I'm really, really drawn to is a place. It's literally just up the road from me, and it's an old RAF radar building. And there is also a really large airbase near me as well, but that's not accessible anymore. But this radar building is like that really draws me there. It's the only place I've ever felt scared. I don't feel scared anywhere. You can take me anywhere, turn the lights off, down a tunnel, in a cave, in a castle, anywhere. Leave me in a room on my own with the lights off. I'm fine. Take me up the road to my local village and put me in this small building, and I am petrified. And I have no idea why.
Wow.
I'm so scared in there.
Where's that, Emily?
I better not say because I do live very, very, very close to it.
Right. Okay.
And I have to be a bit careful with my location.
I know. I'm the same. Yes.
Oh no, I totally get it. I do totally get it.
I can tell you. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah. That's what I do, love. Nick, you're awful quiet. I kind of got a word done edgeways.
I was just waiting till I had the opportunity.
Have you lovely people got a question for Emily?
Haven't thought of any yet, but I'm trying to think of some questions right now.
Have you capture anything on photograph or video, Emily, of anomalies or full-blown visions?
Yeah, I've caught Hinchinbrook House in Huntingdon. We caught a so I'm not a massive orb fan. I do think most of the time they can be dust or bugs and things.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But we were doing a video, and this white sort of mass, quite a large white mass, came sort of around in front of us, in front of the camera, and then it swished back again, and then it kind of dropped down into this chair, and it made a shape in the chair, and then all of a sudden it kind of just went into a ball and disappeared again. And we went through the video really slowly and did it each sort of second of the still. And as it went down into the chair, it actually forms the shape of a person.
Wow, that's good.
It was like, wow, is that just coincidence?
Blimey.
I don't know, but it's I think it is somewhere on my Facebook page. But that's one of the photos when I do talks around my local area on the paranormal, and that is one of the examples I use because it's a pretty good capture.
Don't you feel, because I do, if I get a really good capture, right, they become my best friends.
Yeah.
They're my best friend. The man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blimey, yeah. Can I ask a question?
You can.
I know this, Emily, because you told me already, but what was your but for everyone listening, what was your very first, when you was a child or whenever, what was your very first paranormal experience in your life?
So the first experience I had was when I saw my grandmother at the bottom of my bed. So I was about 13, 12-ish, 13. I think I was 13. It was close to my birthday, if I remember. And she'd passed away 2 weeks previously. And I remember sort of, she'd passed away. I wasn't like super close to her either. We had a good relationship, but I wasn't like mega close to her like some people, some grandchildren are to their grandparents. But I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I kind of saw her at the bottom of my bed, but I didn't feel anything other than like love and like a rush of warmth and comfort from it. She looked very young as well. She didn't look like sort of the old lady I remember. She didn't sort of look like my grandma, but I knew she was my grandma, which kind of doesn't make sense, but I knew it was her. And she just looked really, really young and happy. And I felt really sort of just lovely and warm and cozy and comfortable. And I remember she didn't like, her expression didn't change on her face or anything. She just stood at the bottom of my bed, just sort of looking, you know, and then I just lay down and went back to sleep. But I woke in the morning and I thought, my God, I saw my grandma, you know. But that's what then got me thinking, like, did I? If I did, how did I? How is that possible?
Yeah.
Did that start you off on your journey into the into this then? This you know.
Well, investigating didn't start until a lot later on. I've only really been investigating for about 4 years. But the research into the paranormal sort of had been going on for a very long time. But sort of work, children. I had 5 children, so that was
oh my God, you are a hero, Emily. A hero.
I home educate them all as well, so it's pretty full on.
Wow.
Superwoman.
I'm beginning to think so, because honestly, any more than one, you're a hero. Yous are all heroes out there.
And the 3 smaller children that I've got, the 3 younger ones, they're only like 11 months apart, or 11 and a half months apart as well. So that was quite hard work. They were all close together.
It's like having twins, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do they? No, I know this is a big subject where it's a grey area and people hum and haw, right? I'd say, to be honest, it's each to their own, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking? What age range?
My eldest is 21, so she's left home now. Then I've got Evie, who will be 16 at the end of the month. No, the end of July. We're not in July yet, are we? I've then got the smaller ones are 9, 10 and 11.
9, 10 and 11. I'll tell you to 9, 10 and 11. Fuck me. You're definitely, definitely. That's like my pal. Her last 3 years, a year between them. What I was asking, why I'm asking Emily, and I know it was quite a personal question, is does your kids get involved? I know how people are it's quite a grey area with some people when we talk about kids and paranormal.
Yeah.
The way that I see it is, if the kids have an interest, then that's a good thing. Never ever shut them down. I mean, there's my boy, he's 16, just turned.
Yeah.
And when he was younger, I took him out on his mini investigation. His own investigation, and before people know, I didn't take him to an abandoned building, no, I didn't have him in any locations. I let him literally run about a park that has like a remnants of a broken castle.
Yeah.
And what I used to do was give him the K2 meter. Now, and he didn't have any understanding if the light goes and changes, right? He just seen the light on and think, I've caught something.
Yeah.
So I would heavily encourage that and go, that's great, because I swear to God, people in the park must have been going, what the hell is he doing? We would sprint by me and they'd go, Mum, I've caught something. Right, where is it? Over here.
Yeah.
Did your kids take an interest in the paranormal, Emily?
Yeah. So Evie comes out with me every investigation. Evie is my nearly 16-year-old. She's been coming out investigating with me since she was 12. So she is an absolute fantastic investigator. She's been with me since the beginning. She goes to bad parent. She goes to all the abandoned locations. There's nowhere she hasn't been without me.
Oh.
Well, with she comes everywhere with me. But
It
she's
doesn't make you a bad parent as long as you keep them safe.
exactly, yeah. I mean, not being funny, she's nearly 6 foot tall, so she's
Yeah.
a big girl. So
Holy God, she's a big girl then.
she is a big
Yeah.
girl. She's very tall.
She's a great
yeah.
photographer too. She takes
Yes.
the most amazing photographs.
She
Oh,
is.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
she does.
Yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like my bodyguard. She says, "I'll
She's
come
got-
with you, Mum."
She has a Facebook page with the photographs on, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Oh,
she does.
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a great thing. I do think it's a great thing if your kids are interested in.
Yeah.
As I said,
there's another one of mine who's interested. She's the 9. Which one is she? The 10-year-old. She is very interested. She hasn't been out on an investigation because I do think probably 10 might be a bit young. I'm not saying it is too young, but I don't think she's ready yet. But at home, she'll sit and talk to my. I've got some spirit vessels, and she'll sit and talk to them. There was one that I got, and for the first 3 weeks that I had this spirit vessel, it was downstairs on the fireplace, and my little girl would not sleep upstairs. She wanted to sleep downstairs with the vessel, and she slept on the sofa for 3 weeks so she could sleep beside this vessel. She sort of became friends with her. She was talking to her, like she uses Spirit Talker, my 10-year-old at home, and she'll use cat balls, and she'll talk to the vessels.
Oh wow.
See,
yeah.
And that's something that I definitely agree, all this talk about, kids getting involved, because when I got started, in fact, I've been doing this, for 20 years now. And when I first started, I was only 12 years old.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that while paranormal investigations, among other things, or the subject in general is, obviously practiced like you see on the shows mostly by adults, it's not necessarily restricted. It's quite obvious that kids could learn this kind of stuff without, ever getting concerned. In fact, it's probably on a very important note, since we're talking about this, and Lois, Lynn, and Tim, you guys know about this all too well, but I actually formed a paranormal club back when I was in high school back in 2007, and I'm glad to say that club is still running to this very day now, almost 20 years later.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that, it's obvious that, this club that's still running, and, kids are still loving going out to this type of club, and they want to learn a lot of this from us and that kind of, and a couple weeks ago, I just saw the sponsor from that club. He remembered who I was, and they said, in fact, they know about this network now. So apparently, whether we know it or not, they have been watching some of our shows, so they kind of learned from us too.
That's
Do you know what? I don't have problem with kids, being in paranormal investigations. See if they're young, right? Like Tommy Lee was when I first started giving him the K2 meter. I don't see the harm in that, because at the end of the day, they're just running about harmlessly, running about with it just to give them that thrill and amusement. When he's older, in fact, he had his first experience last night, guys. So last night, I was having a bit of personal stress. I mean, I have personal stress, and it gets to a point, and I always have paranormal activity. And people don't believe that, but it's true. So last night I had a bit of personal stress. It was just a bit too much last night for me. And what happened was my cat ball went off spontaneously, kept going, was like off, on, off, on, off, on. And my partner says to me, every time you turn over, that cat ball is going off like mad. And I said, it's because whoever's round about me knows I'm massively stressed. Massively stressed. I said, this always happens when I'm massively stressed. And so, rest assured, spirit, high spirit, everything's fine. I'm just trying to calm myself down a bit, and it was still going off. Right? K2 meter was on as well. Nothing there, but the cat ball was going mental. Now, where I'm sitting now doing my podcast, this is exactly the position that I was in to where my gran bear is. I've got a memory bear in my gran. out our clothing. And yes, I do talk to it. So the next thing, I pulled out what I use on investigations, which is an app by Brian Holloway. For anybody that doesn't know who Brian Holloway is, Brian Holloway is a great ITC app maker. He's really, really good, and I've had good results off his app. So I was talking away to it to try to get communication, and I got a response, and I was happy enough. So my boy comes in the room. Honestly, guys, wait to hear this. My boy comes in the room and he's sitting beside me, and I can't remember what he says to her, but the spirit told him to fuck off. So then, and it was as clear as a bell, fuck off.
Oh.
So the next thing you know, he said, did that just tell me to F off? And I went, aye. So I gave him a pile of cheek, right? So the next thing you know, honestly, I swear, right? The fire alarm went off 5 minutes later. No one was cooking, no one was smoking, nothing, and it went off by itself. And he went like that to me, oh mum, I don't like this. And he was like grabbing a hold of my jumper and putting me sideways as what I was taking him through. And then he's like, I don't like this, mum. And I went, well, son, welcome to the paranormal world. I says, you've got your first encounter. Kate says, hi, Kate. Robert says, I get that white mass in the middle of the night. It says, get to your fucking bed. Robert, I thought that was just your wife. Samuel says, what goes bump in the night?
Now, is this a new viewer, Care Bear?
No, we've seen Care Bear before. Care Bear came in. Hi, okay. Care Bear. She's got a 9-year-old who's obsessed with Ghostbusters. Anthony's asked, any favourite ghost story that you have?
I don't know. Everything, anything. I haven't got a favourite one. I don't think. I think I love all of them and everything. So,
yeah,
it's really difficult to pick like something.
Now, Care said, been a stressful week here. Care Bear, if you don't mind me asking you, where are you from? Because she said it's been a stressful week here too.
I hope you're okay, lovely. Oh, hey, Scott. Is that if that's what Megalodon thinks of me? Wait till you're live tomorrow night. I am going to come in and give you the biggest red face of your life, you American wanker. and before anybody thinks that I'm racist, I'm not racist. I hate people equally. And me and Scott just have banter all the time. He's my Megalodon. So for anybody who wants to go and see the Jackass, you'll find him on talk about jackasses. Oh, better not say that, that's Tom. Hello there,
Tom.
Oh.
I am not a jackass. I'm an ass guy.
Wait a sec. Jackass, asshole, same thing.
Well, you would know, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Tom, I still love you regardless of you being any sort of ass.
Yeah, he also was the other night. Thanks for not reading my speech for you, Tom, about you being the most.
I could barely see, dude. I was doing a live on this thing. I could barely see it.
I had to like copy and paste like 2 or 3 times so you could read it.
I could not read it. I tried having glasses on, but I was also having beers, and there was a fire.
Yeah, he was having a bonfire.
Oh, you were a wee bit.
Well, I have to save it for next time you're on the computer then.
Right. MD who wants to check out Scott's channel, it is called, and I am saying it the way it is, it's Paranormal Jackass. So definitely check out Paranormal Jackass. And please give Scott a load of cheek and tell him how much a wanker he is. That's just a present from myself to him as a present. But I love him, really. Thank you, sweetie.
Tom's.
I know, Emily, that you can only do an hour.
Yes, I
If-
can.
If people had to find you, where would they go to look? Have you got like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook?
Yeah,
Obviously,
Facebook is my most sort of prominent area. I'm on Facebook constantly posting all the time, all the places I go, all the history is all on Facebook. I do have TikTok and Instagram, but I'm like a bit too old for those, so I can't keep up with them.
Oh,
that makes two of us. I'm
Hey.
on Facebook a lot most of the time, and I have tried,
Yeah,
going with some of those other social media, and I just can't. Even though Facebook is kind of falling apart, I just cannot bring myself to do the other social media apps and websites. So I know the feeling all too well.
yeah, it's hard work.
Are you wanting to show Emily your cock?
Hang on. I love it.
Do you know what? Who was it we had on a wee while ago? And I said, "Do you want to see Tom's cock?" And I thought they were going to drop dead because it was literally. And I said, "Look,
All right.
and chicken." But no, Emily, it's been a pleasure to have you. It has honestly been a pleasure. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on with me.
You're welcome. It's been great.
Yeah,
Definitely nice.
Lovely to meet you, Emily.
And you too. Nice to see you again, Tom. Tom.
I'm Tom.
Tim.
Tom and Kim.
Tom, is that Tom? Tom. Nice to see you again, Tim. Nice to meet
wow,
you.
yeah,
Tom.
you too.
Nice to meet you
I
too.
want to meet up with you again soon.
Yeah,
hopefully.
just
So,
whenever. Yeah, you can always sort of jump on like one of my investigations or whatever, or I'll come out and see you, whatever.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
Yeah.
I love the last time I was with you in investigating. It was brilliant. And
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was.
You're so good at what you do. It's amazing.
Oh,
Thank you.
so are you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be awesome to work together again, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
quite amazing
excellent.
too, by the way.
Oh, you are.
I know you don't know, but I am.
And you've got a nice cock, so it's all good.
I bet you, Tom, you've never had MD tell you you've got a nice cock.
Well, I have. I mean, I think
hey,
it's
that's
quite
life
nice.
for you.
Do you know? See, since I'm a great believer in this, that AI listens to everything that you say. And see, because I keep mentioning your cock, and and I would like to tell people I am talking about is chicken. Then do you know when I go into my reels for Instagram and Facebook, they'll come up with chickens dancing, and
See,
I'm like, or there's chickens standing shouting names. I'm looking for one that shouts Tom. As soon as I can find one that shouts Tom, I am tagging you in that, man. That is going on your Facebook page.
you go right ahead.
Oh, brilliant.
So I did see one for Emily. That means I need to give one to Emily too. That could be a warm sentiment of a private joke.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've had fun, Emily. We've
I have.
cheeky.
It's been lovely. It's been great. Yeah. So Tom, Tom, oh my God, I'm getting muddled up. Tim, there's too many to Tim, I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Lovely.
And it was lovely to meet you all, the rest of you, for the first time.
Lovely.
You should come back, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
I would definitely need to get you booked back in.
Yeah,
honestly,
definitely.
I've filled all Thursday. I've still to fill Friday. And usually
Oh.
Friday nights is riot night on our shows.
That sounds good.
Oh, honestly, that's why when I went to Wayne, because Wayne has got a wonderful mind, and when I went to Wayne and I said to him, obviously about naming the shows, I was like, I don't know, because I had like old shows, and it was easy to think about names, and it was great, and I could name them, and that was brilliant. See, when you're trying to think of a you name, it's like, can't think. And it was actually Wayne Seedon, and I give him full credit. And he said to me, well, what's the subjects you're thinking for? I said, well, Thursday night's a bit of everything, really, because you never know who you're going to get on.
Yeah.
Whether they cryptid, whether they do ufology, whether they do paranormal.
Cryptid.
If there's, I want that to be kind of different. And he was like, the mystical carousel show. I went, how can you just like throw something out
Wayne
there
is brilliant, isn't he? I
so
love
quick?
Wayne.
And he was like, well, different subjects. He says, and he took the piss out of my carousel, which I've now threw in the bin. I went to somebody, I'll tell you the name after the show, Emily. I went to somebody for a piece of equipment. And basically, I paid way over than should have paid, right? So, piece of equipment finally came. Emily, I swear to God, it came in a big box. When I opened the box, the carousel was like this.
Oh.
Right? This carousel, right, I was made to throw it out. I was really gutted about having to throw it out. But this carousel I've shown in many shows, Emily, a monstrosity is no the word for it. The carousel itself, right? So I've got where I've supposed to have stuck the battery was like that on the outside. It didn't have a cover or nothing, right?
Oh no.
The battery didn't fit the fucking cover. When you opened the actual carousel itself, Emily, it looked like it would probably look like your three youngest made something and just threw it in a box, right? And plastered it up. And when I seen this, I honestly was ranting and raving, right? And when I tell the guys, they were all killing themselves. So
Oh my God.
Wayne took the piss and said, well, your carousel. And I went, don't you talk to me about that carousel. And Stephen, I worked in healthcare, and I went into one of my residents' rooms, and I seen this carousel. I seen the same carousel, and I swear to God, Emily, I was for kicking it out the window through the window into the park. Honestly, because honestly, so I went out on right. I went on a hunt to see how much, if I just wanted the carousel itself, how much it would be.
Yeah.
£20 on Amazon. Emily, I paid 3 times that, plus a fiver on top.
Oh my God.
Man.
And I swear to God, honestly, I kept the carousel up there because I actually liked the carousel itself. And my partner went, when we did a Christmas spring clean, he was like, Louise, you really do need to get rid of that. You don't even use it. And I went, but still, I actually cried at the thought of getting rid of it. He said, why? I said, because I paid 3 fucking times the odd it is on Amazon. I said, that's the only reason why it survived.
Yeah.
This is because it's literally thingy. So if I wanted to use that, Emily, I would need to actually physically hold the battery in. Now, can you imagine working in the rain? Hey, you're holding this battery in, and it went zzz.
My God. That's a
Honestly,
recipe for disaster.
oh,
Yeah, it really is.
that bloody Scots laughing.
God.
Anthony, keep an eye on it. It's always a party. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But oh no, Emily, no. And do you know what, guys? I have never trusted anybody else again to make my equipment.
No.
Never. See if people point me in directions to where they get their equipment. I'm like, no. Oh, but this person's brilliant. I don't care if this person is the top dog at making equipment.
Yeah.
I am not after what I went through. Definitely not.
You know, Emily wanted to leave a little while ago. And you
Oh.
were waffling her.
I'm all right. I need to start. I've got about an hour drive to go and pick one of my children up.
All right, Emily, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch with you.
I'm going too. I need to get some sleep.
So Tim, you'll
Yeah.
only come on because Emily's on. Oh, I
Yeah,
know
of
where
course,
I
of course.
stand. Just
Yeah,
at
when
home.
she's gone, he's
Of course
out
I
of here.
did. Of course I did. I only come on because Emily was on.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
well,
He
do
was
you know
hoping to
what,
see my
Tim?
chicken. No, that's what it was.
Yeah,
No,
that's it.
no, I only come on. I never come on Thursdays.
Come on.
I heard
No,
Emily was coming on, so I came on.
Oh,
I'm going as well, and we're going now.
we're going.
Cheeky
We're
monkeys.
going.
with him, hasn't he?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, you two.
See ya.
Bye, bye,
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye, Emily.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Now there is four.
Lord.
He got the worst of the worst with us.
We're the new
I couldn't help it.
Wait.
As soon as I heard the words "come on," and whenever I hear that in my head,
I know what
it's like,
you're
"Come
gonna
on,
say.
come on,
No,
you got
wait,
to do
wait.
it, come on." Sorry.
Scott, you bloody wanker. Are you still in this chat watching? Are you free? Would you like to come on?
Never mind.
Don't. Thomas, stop that bad behaviour.
Well, see, it's fun. You. All right. So there is a humor behind. There is a joke behind it, other than the perversion that's obvious. But so there was a song.
Yes.
Made by, I can't remember the name of the group. It was called "Come On Eileen." It was back in the 80s.
Oh, it was. I know what one is in Dick.
From
the UK.
Yes. So I knew that song most of my life. I was born mid 70s, right? And one night I'm hanging out with the psychic Cindy.
Yeah.
And her, I, and Dom were hanging out. We're having beers. We're having a good time, and we start playing. And it wasn't a live or anything. We were just hanging out in a backstage here, and we were playing 80s songs. She said, "Oh, you know what song I really like?" She said, "I like Come On Eileen." Once I heard that pause, I lost it. I said, "I will never look at that song the same again."
Yeah, but
There
wait,
it
you
is.
forgot the best part about what she dressed up one time as.
Well, she had a T-shirt on that Dom and I bought for her. I forget what it said. "Come" and then comma on Eileen. But like when she put that space there, it changed the whole meaning of the song. It wasn't "Come On Eileen," it was "Come On Eileen." And I have never looked at that song the same.
Yeah,
Right,
thanks to
but
you.
you think of how many
that song when I was younger.
you think of how many songs out there that have misheard lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But with "Come On Eileen," if you think about the song in that
Right, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
if you think about that song in that mind frame and you listen to the words, it actually makes sense now.
Yes, it does.
Because I think that's what they were trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure back when I was growing up, my dad probably never thought anything of it because he introduced it to me.
Did he?
"Oh, I swear now, Eileen, at this moment you mean everything. You in that dress. Oh, I swear, what a mess." It's like, okay, now it makes sense. Now we know why she's a mess.
Yeah.
Because it was "Come On Eileen."
Oh,
Peter Kay, this British comedian, he does the best live show with comments from different songs. So,
misheard.
Yeah, I'm going to see him this year. Can't wait. It'll be hysterical.
Is he kind of a little chubby?
Yeah.
I think I've seen him.
Northern accent.
he
Comes from up
did
north,
stuff
they
from
talk
like
this.
Michael Jackson and the Pointers. Was it the Pointer Sisters? I think
Pointer
it might have been.
Sisters,
It
yeah.
was one of them, and like he did a bunch of them.
Yeah,
But
really good.
the one song from the Cars, "Who's Gonna Drive You Home?" I think it's just called
Oh
Drive.
no, it was
Yeah.
just Drive.
And yeah, and in whatever they say, I don't even know the actual words, but he says, "Now listen, pork pie." He said, "Pork pie. Who's gonna take
It's
you
funny.
home?"
I listen to that song a lot, especially when we're on road trips. Like especially like when it's because it has kind of like that sunset kind of feel to it. So I usually listen to it as it's like the sun
Well,
is
if you
setting down.
watch
on the
this
road.
comedian and you watch his misheard lyrics and everything, it will change so many songs for you. You will never hear them the same way again.
Never again. Never. He's amazing, isn't he? Absolutely.
Like I think Michael
amazing.
Jackson was talking about a hamburger, or it sounded like he was talking about a hamburger, something like that. Like there was a whole bunch of different. Like it was funny.
Queen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Lewis. Yeah, never hear the song the same way again. It's true, absolutely true.
Yeah, and now you will never hear "Come On, Eileen" the same way again. I guarantee you, it changes the song for everybody who I tell that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you would hear from Philly, obviously.
Yeah, well,
I mean, hey, you know what? I'm expecting a package right now. It's stuck in Philly. Can you send that to me, Tom?
Well, I don't know about you, package. I'm just here. I mean, maybe I'm a little punch drunk. Maybe I don't understand. See, I do a much better Rocky. But it's not because I'm from Philly, because his accent. I mean, Sylvester Stallone did live in Philadelphia. He went to high school here, but he didn't really have a Philly accent, and he was like really. It was more so like the punch drunk kind of rough street fighter kind of thing that he was going for in the beginning, and then as time went on, it became a little more slurred because, well, a boxer, you get your head hit that much, your brain does jiggle around a little.
It's right. You're right.
And then you just start slurring your words.
Yeah. That's what I'm always telling when I go to Philly. Tom needs to talk to me and do a tour like that, at least for me.
We're going to get a cheesesteak, but we're not going to stop at Geno's or Pat's.
I once actually tried asking him at least a couple of times, in fact, that he should talk that way for one of his lives.
That ain't gonna. I mean, I've done it here and there, but I'm not going to do an entire live like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to do it. I can't.
I can't. People would get annoyed. They'd leave. They wouldn't watch my live feed. That's the whole point of doing one. So have people watching. Like, I don't know how many people are watching right now.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, but hey, what are you going to do?
Well, what can you do? It's really,
See now, fun song, Bad Mood Rising. Sometimes I hear a bathroom right.
Yeah.
There's a bathroom on the right. Yeah. One of the more common ones. Oh man, what is that song? Blinded by the Light.
Blinded by the Light. Yep.
People here wrapped up like a douche.
Yeah.
Another runner in the night, but it's not. It's revved up like a deuce.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I've always heard that the wrong way.
Yep. Revved up like a deuce, another. But the guy has like an SH sound to his S's, so it's revved up like a douche, another runner. Kind of, I mean, everybody's got their little speech impediments.
I mean, what? Well, that's what you got to do,
Well, I mean, like I said, what can you do? It starts morphing. The more, and this is another reason I couldn't do a whole live feed with it, because it starts morphing more into like a Jersey kind of mobster accent. Like I should be on The Sopranos or something.
Hey, that leads to another question then, Tom. Would you be willing to do it if your entire audience was from Jersey?
Jeez, no, they'd find me. We have Jersey drivers here all the time in the Philly area. Now they'd seek me out. They're looking for the Tom's World hat in every car, and I do wear it a lot. So It's
What have you been up to this week, Tom?
working. I said earlier I did my live feed. I mowed my backyard, and then I have a little metal fire pit out there, and I decided to make a fire, and I thought, you know what, I'll do a live feed. So the live feed mostly focused on the fire. You saw me every once in a while when I was like moving the stuff around and all that, but and I hung out and I had some beers and stuff like that, and there may or may not have been some Jose Cuervo involved in there somewhere too. I don't recall the end of the live feed too much.
Well, yeah, of course I do, but
I don't.
not you.
Well, the more time went on, the less I could read because I was doing it on my phone, and I've never done a live on the streaming service that I use, which is not this one. I use EV Mux, and I mean, I used to use StreamYard, but like I had to go to this other one because StreamYard was too expensive. And I've never done it on my phone before, so I had to figure it out for like a half hour before I even went live, just how to get to the point and where like I had to come up here and do some stuff on my computer, but then I had everything set up ready to go for the live. I don't know how well it went because, well, I didn't watch it and I took it down. I took it down so nobody could see it again.
What, the video?
Yeah, the live feed.
Oh, it was a good video though.
Well, I didn't watch it, so maybe I'll let it go back up.
I watched it. I liked it.
Maybe I'll watch it at some point and I'll let it go back up. But I wanted to make sure because I don't remember the end. It's like, did I say some fucked up shit that I shouldn't have? Because my channel.
You had a few to drink. Things come out.
You put bees in Minecraft in the yard.
I did, and you have to leave them alone.
You're mean. You're gonna be sorry that you.
They're serving a purpose because I have the hives on one side of the gardens and I have the flowers on the other side of the garden. So that way, when they go to the flowers and they get the pollen on them, they travel over the garden and it fertilizes the garden. It makes stuff grow quicker.
Yeah, but here you have to remember, Kate and I always fight a lot. One hit of the bees, they go after you
then die, and then they leave you alone.
Yeah.
Just like the golems.
The golems are mean.
Once you die, they don't come back after you.
Yeah, but they want to kill you then, so they're mean.
So let them.
They're nasty.
Who's killing who?
Oh,
Anthony.
Oh my God! What they are?
Minecraft as usual.
There was good song, Bad Mount.
Yeah, that was.
I love that.
Yeah, you were saying that he hears.
Hopefully, it was 5 o'clock. Someone did you find the car when you cut?
And Tom, I forgot to mention something else about another thing too about his video that he did was at one point I literally thought he did this.
Did you do a video with me, Tom?
What?
I did a live feed on my channel the other
Hey,
night.
Carl.
Hey, Carl.
But anyways, there was one time that during his video, like when he was trying to keep the fire going in his bonfire, I saw him take this entire paper bag and it looked like it was completely full. I'm like, did you just I was like, did you just throw a whole bag of groceries into the fire?
No.
It looked like it.
No, it was a paper bag filled with like old bills and stuff like that has personal information.
Yeah.
Stuff you would normally shred. Well, that was the whole purpose for making that fire was so that I could burn that bag.
No, but like from a viewer's perspective, it looked like he threw an entire bag of groceries into the fire.
Yeah, I had another one ready to go, and it's been out there in the rain, so now it's saturated.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
I do that. I sit out at night, burn all my rubbish, and I'll sit there just on my own with a drink and snuddle up to the fire. It's lovely.
Oh,
we're also finishing up our food bus truck. Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
Sounds good, Carl. Sounds good.
Trucks. So we had food trucks when I was at Parapsychon this past weekend.
Oh, everyone, can I tell you something?
Oh, yeah. And if you guys didn't know, I gave Lois a very special surprise this past weekend.
Oh, guys, honestly, I had the pleasure Now, everybody knows my favourite investigator is Shane Pittman. And when Nicky tells me that he's gone to Paracons and that Shane's going to be there, I always say to him, you better not leave that Paracon without me getting a photograph. So Nick had been trying me, right? So we'd been missing each other like passing ships. So the next thing you know, I finally got a hold of Nick, and I said to him, unbeknown to me, that Shane Pittman was sitting beside him.
She wanted me to get a picture with them. She wanted to get me to get a picture with them, but I decided to take it one step further.
You did a video call, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh my God, my face was as red as my hair. Honestly, I was like, the first thing out of my mouth was, "You better have got my picture with Shane Pittman," and he went, "Here you go," and I was like,
actually, there's someone I want you to talk there. I want you to talk to, and I turned it over to her, and she was, and I'll never forget. I will never forget the reaction that she gave when she met Shane.
It was like, oh my God, and my face has gone bright red now, and it was that way when Shane was talking to me. I was like, hi, da 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 da. I was like one of the teenage girls that just met their crush.
Yeah.
And I was like, blah, 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 blah.
Isn't it weird how it makes you go like that? It does, yeah, it does.
But can I just say,
Shane, before I called you, I did tell Shane that you were from Scotland, so I think he was kind of excited that he was talking from someone from overseas. So
oh God, I just want to say a big thank you to Shane. Because it was just amazing. He's such a down to earth guy.
Yes.
He's brilliant, and I'm just like,
she wants to have, she wants to have him on the show too. Which, fortunately, since I was there, Shane has agreed and will be coming on at some point. Real soon.
Yeah.
Well, you would have also been correct if you left the last part of that sentence of "on the show" out of it. Lois would love to have him.
Oh, listen, Tom. Don't get jealous. You're still the apple of my eye, the love of my life, the cherub on the top of my.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even tell you this, Lois. You were actually not the only person that I did that for, because I got a new friend of mine that my friend Rochelle introduced me to a few months ago. Her name is Angel. And she's really big into the paranormal too. And I told her I was going to be at Parasitecon, and I decided to send her the list of speakers. I said, "What's up, Kate?" I decided to send her the list of I forgot about that. I decided to send her the list of speakers. I was like saying, you recognize any of these names? So she told me, of course, that she only knew a few of them. In fact, the ones that she knew were the ones who were from Paranormal Caught on Camera: Brian J. Cano, Aaron Sagers, and first time ever for Parasitecon, Dan Sturgis was there too. So just like I did with Lois, I asked Angel, saying, "Hey, do you have a few minutes? I can talk to you on the phone." So I called her up. I gave her a video call, and I introduced her to Brian J. Cano. So he was able to talk for a few minutes with her. And then afterwards we hung up, and then I called her back a few minutes later, and that's when I had her speak to Aaron Sagers. And then finally I had called her one more time so she could meet Dan Sturgis. So I did the same thing with somebody else.
I'll tell you what, you'll get extra points. 1,000 points to this man in Illinois. It's that bloody Tom.
What's up, Chris?
It's Tom's pickle. Oh.
And also what Chris just said, well,
Kate says you're the best of friends. Nick's so nice too. He is. Yeah. I just love him. Kate says we thought he was missing in action.
I also got to say too that when I met Dan Sturgis, because again, this was my first time meeting Dan. Again, another great guy. It's like as soon after a couple minutes, it's like we just became like best friends immediately. And see, he used to have Facebook. Unfortunately, he doesn't. But if anything, I did mention about our shows and said we'd love to have you on as a guest if you're able to. And he was all for it. Not only that, he was nice enough to do this because when I had Angel on, she was so excited to meet all these guys that Dan was nice enough to give me a free autograph picture of him, but not for me. It's for Angel.
Oh,
that's fine. I'm not too crazy about getting signatures like some others are. I'm more interested in the pictures. That's why I always get pictures all the time. I rarely get the actual signatures, but this was for her. And he even said, hope to see you next year, Angel. And most recently, and even Angel said it to at least one or two of the guys, that she just recently graduated from college. So therefore, that picture I got from her will be my graduation gift for her.
Oh, but I like when Tom's got his cock out.
A big
What?
red cock.
What is Tom drinking? Well, don't you want to know, Chris?
What?
Yeah,
Did you see me drink something? I didn't drink anything.
Come on, Tom.
Come on, you can do it.
No, I can't. I can't do it.
Down.
I have.
Oh, I love when Tom does his dimples. Oh,
I have water. There you go.
do it again, Tom. Come on. Oh,
Do I? Come on. What are you talking about? I don't know.
it's
all
all
that
right.
cherry Coke.
He likes the cherry Coke. So I hear.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I have a picture of Dan, a signed picture of Dan that will be the graduation gift for my friend Angel. So I know she's going to love it.
That's great. Tomorrow night, guys, we have got David Young coming on. I am so looking forward to this. He's into ufology and that. He's really lovely. It'll be amazing to have him on. So that's who tomorrow night is. Next week, what do we have next week? Next week, I'll get my blue book.
No, blue book, Tom.
Hey.
In fact, Noreen, I've lost my book again.
It must have been the cryptids got it.
Oh, it's in the living room. 2 minutes and I'll go and get it.
It's in the loving room? You have a loving room?
Is he young? I have no idea, Kate.
I'll tell you what I do have, but I can't tell you. I can't tell you on live. It's one of
Rick.
Hey, you know what? More you better talk.
Next Thursday, it's Wes Coleman.
No, Wes is not coming on, guys. He's got far too much. He's got far too much going on right now. So that won't be happening. I was looking forward to having Mr. Coleman on.
For a second, I thought you said
talk with him. He's great.
I thought you said where's Coleman? I'm like, what is that? Like some weird Waldo game?
And then next week I've got Fifth Sense Paranormal UK coming on. Where's Waldo? Next Friday night. But as for next week, subject wise or guest wise, not got MD yet quite as. But I will put my thinking cap on and see who I can pull in. In fact, I know somebody I can pull in who I've never interviewed before.
Tom.
No, and he is a good-looking fellow from This Is Tom's World.
You had me on that the first time? No, second time you had me on. You interviewed me.
Yeah, a few months back.
Oh, that's bullshit. Then you're just off the cards, aren't you?
I gotta share this picture, by the way. After what Anthony said, you talk about where's Waldo. Well, I can tell you right now, this is an actual picture. Give me a second here, because now they're doing this fun. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we found him one time.
You had to go through all the penis pictures first.
No, it's not. You guys see that?
See.
Yeah, we found Waldo.
Well,
yeah, we found Waldo We found Waldo in a cemetery 10 years ago.
That would have been better if the top part was like red and white stripes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I even say that. We found Waldo.
In fact, I could Photoshop.
Hi, son of the naked Bigfoot. Hope you're well.
Geez, that's a new one.
Kate asked him
His
about his OnlyFans.
Oh, Nick? Yeah, Nick has his OnlyFans.
No,
He does.
that is you. That is you right there.
No,
Talk-
mine's on Lonely Fans.
No. To be fair to you guys, I both subscribe to your channels. I mean, Tom, that's some show you give me every night with your cock. And Nick, well, Nick, you give me some show with your dirtiness.
You know, all I have is my audiobooks on that channel.
Anthony's asking anyone writing a book. I'll see what I can do. See if I can dig up an author or two. That sounds bad, like I'm going to go into the cemetery and start digging up bodies.
See what Chris said? Tom's Hub.
Tom's Hub.
You imagine if he made a website called "This is Tom's Hub."
I am saying nothing.
I'm not going to say anything else either. That's as far as I'm going to go.
Everyone, enjoy the rest of your nights and all behave. And thank you very much again to Emily Paranormal. Thank you to the guys for coming in tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You guys are all amazing.
Wait, I just wrote a book while we were sitting here.
Is it just it's book?
Everybody have a good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. I would tell Papa